there is a question about post-COVID insomnia, and is that a real thing?
So that is a real thing, and again, it's not unique to COVID. A lot of viral infections can cause post-viral syndromes, and these post-viral syndromes include this fatigue, so a lot of my patients come back to me and say, I wake up feeling full of energy, and then I suddenly crash at 2 o'clock. I feel like I can't do anything. I have to go and lie down for some time. The brain fog that people describe, suddenly not being able to remember names, remember people, suddenly forget about appointments that they have, is commonly described. Disruptions in the sleep-wake cycle, insomnia, are also problems that have been reported. So a lot of neurological, or you call neuropsychiatric adverse effects or post effects have been described for COVID-19 as part of long COVID. And some of it is also related to the fact that going through COVID is possibly extremely stressful. So we know that the incidence of post-traumatic stress disorder was reasonably high after the original SARS pandemic as well. So if you do think that some of it, so if you see other signs of depression as well, so if insomnia is not taken in isolation, so along with insomnia, if you feel that you're having mood swings, you've lost your appetite a little bit, you're not as social as you used to be, you want to go into a corner and be by yourself, maybe you should consider seeing a psychiatrist or seek help when it comes to mental health, because the insomnia might just be a symptom of an overall depression or an overall post-traumatic. But that being said, insomnia can also happen in isolation. But again, we look at insomnia very often as a symptom rather than the disease itself. So only when you're absolutely convinced that it's not a symptom of something happening, should you look at pharmacotherapy, should you look at aspects that need to be changed. And simple things like, avoiding caffeine close to your bedtime, exercising in the morning rather than in the evening, not having backlit devices in your bedroom like televisions, not using your cell phone, not using your iPads for a good 2 to 3 hours before going to bedtime. I think those would be the first steps to try and reset your clock, which is what we call sleep hygiene. If despite that you're struggling, then there are simple things like melatonin, for example, which have been used in this setting and which may be useful. I would caution against the use of sedatives, because again, there's something that people get hooked onto and then become difficult to wean. So if you're getting onto sedatives, make sure that you've ruled out all of these things that I've just mentioned, and they should be used as the drugs of last resort.